Good afternoon. We're currently on the EUR USD ITM Saturn Pro indicating a bearish 75% probability after price has broken through the day's open and through the 23.6% retracement level automatically drawn by ITM Saturn Pro. So we're going to go ahead and execute a low put option here for $2,000 on the EUR USD 5-minute binary option time frame, and head back to the chart shortly to show you what we're doing and why we've taken the signal. Don't worry about fluctuations. They're quite common on short time frames. And here we go, almost back in the money now. 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining on this particular trade. Now, as you can see, price has been grinding down towards the open and the 23.6% retracement. There is now a 100% low put option probability advertised by ITM Saturn Pro in a 1 hourly weak bullish momentum scenario. So what we're effectively taking is a safe counter trend trade heading towards the 38.2%, possibly even the 50% retracement levels, and then probably going to be in a situation where we can engage in a bullish trade again. So for now, we're in a low put option with $2,000 invested on a very safe counter trend trades that is going towards the next retracement level, which is 38.2. And as you can see, price will now begin to escalate shortly since it's comfortably broken through the open as well as tested the open as well as the 23.6% retracement level shown by ITM Saturn Pro. These are automatically calculated price action analytics displayed by ITM Saturn Pro on screen, which makes it extremely easy for traders to follow and choose the right direction for short-term trading, particularly on the 5-minute time frame. Here we have a trade that's currently very safely in the money, with price now tending towards the 38.2% retracement level shown by ITM Saturn Pro. There is a 100% low put option probability in a weak bullish 1 hourly scenario, which means that price is currently retracing, and when it retraces, the levels shown on the chart are high probability safe levels to go target price at. Since this is a binary option trade, we're not really concerned about how far away price retraces. It's escalating quite sharply now towards that 38.2, where it's most likely going to retest and swivel around a little bit. But that's perfectly fine since we're well away from the entry price and still have 3 minutes to go, which is ample time to let the price fluctuate, let it retest levels if it confluences with them, and continue in the direction shown by ITM Saturn Pro. With a 100% low put option probability, we're almost guaranteed that this will touch at least one of the levels below, which is 38.2%, and followed by 50% if it breaks through the 38.2%. Got a couple of minutes to go here on the trade. Still weak bullish 1 hourly scenario. Price still tending towards the 38.2 with a 100% low put option probability, making this a very safe counter trend trade to take in what's a weak bullish sideways market at the moment. Price will go comfortably towards that level. We don't have much to worry about. This is almost guaranteed to be a winning trade since we're well away from the price and the levels haven't been touched, and we've only got 2-something minutes left in this trade to go. As you can see, 5-minute binary options are a lot more reliable than 60-second binary options, where things can be a bit touch and go. The price may retrace on you, and even if it was a high probability trade, the likelihood reduces just because the time frame is so short and so fluctuating. There we go. We've broken through the 38.2% retracement. We're most likely going to keep retesting or continue down very sharply towards the 50%, making this an even more sure shot trade, of which there's only 2 minutes or 1 minute something seconds remaining. There's that retest at the 38.2% retracement level. We're going to keep going out towards the 50% retracement level shown by ITM Saturn Pro, followed by 61.8%, which is a high probability reversal level, where if we are in a short, we won't be taking any more shorts after that. So this retrace is happening. This retest is happening at the 38.2. And since price is quite strong and ITM Saturn Pro is still showing a 100% low put option probability, it is very likely that the price will break through the 38.2 and head towards the 50% at least before any inclination of reversal takes place again. We're currently in a weak bullish market, as the 1 hourly Saturn data is showing, with this trade almost comfortably in the bag, 1 minute and 8 seconds or so remaining. The retest has failed. There's an indecision bar there at the 38.2, which is good cause for the price continuing to retrace for a little bit due to the indecision or continuing short, since ITM Saturn Pro is still showing a 100% low put option probability on this trade. ITM Saturn Pro traders have been very successful for the last 3 weeks in a row. It's been a roller coaster of extremely good trades happening for everybody. We've had great reports, and we shoot these videos on a regular basis every single day with live trading for this very reasons, to show you that backtests are absolutely useless in a price action environment. We go with live trading. It either works or it doesn't work, and ITM Saturn Pro has showcased itself to be extremely fluent in picking the best probability trades for the last 3 weeks in a row now, ever since launch. So we're very happy about that. Another 18 seconds to go. And the retrace and retests are still happening at 38.2, but price is still comfortably going towards the bottom. 50% most likely a retest of the 38.2, most likely going to pierce the 38.2 and head towards 50%. We may or may not be in the trade until then, but at least we'll have ridden through the entire period, and we're successfully in the money. This has bagged us a profit of $1,400 on this $2,000 investment, with the net return being $1,400 on a gross return of $3,400. Just going to wait for the platform to calculate the expiry so I can show you the credit that's been made to the account as soon as the trade expires, which it should be doing shortly in just a couple of seconds, possibly a minute. But ITM Saturn Pro was used here to take a very comfortable counter-trend trade, to trade against the short-term trend for a little bit in a safe manner before we're going to possibly need to resume in a bullish trade afterwards. Okay, it is shortly after 1 p.m. GMT. We're back on the EUR USD. The 61.8% retracement has been breached, so we're looking for a very high probability long resumption of the trend, and we're going with it, placing a trade for a high call option on the EUR USD 5-minute binary options time frame, going with the trend off of the 61.8% high probability ITM Saturn Pro retracement level. And as you can see, price has fluctuated off the 61.8. There's still room for a retest, after which the price will swiftly tend towards the 50, most likely going to pierce the 50 and the 38.2 in the process. And I say that because one ITM Saturn Pro shows you a 61.8% retracement level that's been pierced and prices bounced off of it. The ensuing move is almost always, that's 95% of the time, a ballistic move in the direction of the trend, which means a very sharp move in the direction of your trade. In our case, we've placed a 5-minute high call option. We're not going to worry about fluctuations at the moment, since we've placed a 5-minute trade for that very reason, to let the retests happen before the price eventually is most likely going to fluctuate away from our market entry price and head very, very sharply towards the north side here. So 61.8% at 1.35173 is being targeted, a bit of a retest happening, and we're bound to see a very sharp reversal in the direction of our trade soon after. We're currently weak bullish on the hourly time frame, with 50% bullish probability on this trade, which is going to increase since this rejection level has now successfully been pierced, tested, and price has broken off of it. There's that ensuing move that I was talking about. It's going to continue being sharp and break through the 50%, most likely going to break through the 38.2% very, very quickly as well. This is the beauty of ITM Saturn Pro, showing you these automatically calculated high probability 61.8% retracement levels, because when price does touch them, pierce them, retest them, and continue to move off of them, the ensuing move is extremely sharp and almost always guarantees a very quick win on a 5-minute time frame trade that then has a lot of time left for price to just breathe and fluctuate around those levels of 38.2 and 23.6 above. So as you can see, the price has escalated into the money with 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining on this trade. Will now fluctuate at each level, but at least we have assured ourselves that the price is now away from our market entry price and will not be coming to our market entry price anytime soon, just because of the fact that this is a high probability reversal trade that is bound to go in the direction shown by ITM Saturn Pro, which is currently bullish. This is the retest that we're now seeing at the 50% retracement level, which is also a key level, but not as strong as the 61.8. We will now see this retest most likely fail and continue through the 38.2, as that is the guaranteed or at least very high probability scenario. This retest is now happening at the 50%, between the 50% and the 61.8%. We're going to let this minute expire in another 20 seconds or so, after which we should see a resumption in trend towards our intended direction, which is long, since this is a high probability reversal point in the direction of the trend, with 1 hourly data being weak bullish. We're seeing a short fluctuation here. Don't worry about that. We still have 2 minutes to go. That's plenty of time for price to test around and move in the intended direction. We're not going to worry about those fluctuations, since we know there's your little gap above. The gap's now been closed. Most likely reversal is going to be towards the long side here, since price is now gapped up, which is another indication of continuing resumption of the trend. Just going to let it, let's go through some more retesting here. It's testing the low of the previous bar, testing the 61.8% again. And since we have that second bounce, it's very nice to see because we can now be assured that there will be yet another sharp reversal towards the long side. We're going to wait for another minute or so. We have those 2 minutes left in our trade, and there's your retest. There's your successful bounce right off of the 61.8 being extremely powerful there, and should see the price continue on towards the long side very, very sharply, since it had initially opened slightly above the close of the previous bar anyway. ITM Saturn Pro is currently indicating a weak bullish 1 hourly data, and the 61.8% retracement just goes into effect immediately whenever it's pierced, because it is that region that dictates either a very strong counter trend reversal or a very strong resumption of the trend. There's your pin bar. There's your price fluctuating back into the money. We're back in the trade with 40 seconds to go. A bit close there, but price has fluctuated just a little into our non-comfort zone there, but successfully gone back into the territory where we want it to be. We have 30 seconds out left in this trade, and we should be finishing quite successfully in this trade as well. Let's go back to the chart here and see what price is doing. Heading back towards the 50% retracement level, then heading on towards the 38.2% level shortly after. The pin bar is a very good sign, which leads us to conclude that we've now successfully gone through this trade nicely. 14 seconds left to go, with the first trade having already expired for a $1,400 profit earlier on in the day. And the second retest has succeeded by taking the price through the 50% retracement level, leaving us only a second away from a positive result here. Another $1,400 bagged, $3,400 gross return with a $1,400 net profit on this trade. Thank you very much for watching ITM Saturn Pro in action. It is 100% free of charge for all Binary International traders. All you need to do is send in your deposit receipts if you've made any deposits at Binary International, and we will hand over a copy to you absolutely free of charge.